Thibaut Courtois and the Belgian national team have had a relationship marked by controversies and tensions. Now, his return has sparked new controversy, leading Casteels to leave the team in protest against the federation.
Casteels with a brilliant save! Casteels the hero! Unbelievable!
Thibaut Courtois. A legendary goalkeeper, Thibaut Courtois is undoubtedly one of the greatest goalkeepers of his generation. Since his rise at Atletico Madrid, where he shone under Diego Simeone's leadership to becoming the undisputed starter at Real Madrid, Courtois has always been synonymous with security under the crossbar. His trajectory with the Belgian national team has also been remarkable, playing a key role in Belgium's historic third-place finish at the 2018 World Cup. However, his relationship with the national team has not always been smooth, and internal disagreements have accumulated over the years. Tensions in the Belgian national team. The tensions within the Belgian national team did not begin recently. Courtois has always been a leader on the field, but behind the scenes, the environment was not always harmonious. One of the most notable conflicts involved Kevin De Bruyne. The relationship between the two, which already had a history of personal friction outside football, was never fully resolved within the national team. Despite being two of the greatest talents of Belgium's golden generation, their chemistry always seemed cold, with public statements indicating a lack of harmony. De Bruyne even claimed in interviews that the Belgian national team was too old and had no real chance of winning major tournaments, a comment that upset several teammates, including Courtois. Moreover, the environment in the Belgian national team has been marked by cycles of highs and lows. Under Roberto Martinez's leadership, the team reached its peak in 2018, but the early elimination at the 2022 World Cup was a tough blow. Reports from behind the scenes indicated that the group was divided, with a rift between older players and a new generation trying to establish themselves. Courtois, who has always been a leader on the field, never hid his frustration with the lack of achievements by the national team. The turning point, Courtois' departure in 2023. The breaking point for Courtois' departure from the national team occurred in 2023 when Domenico Tedesco took over as coach of Belgium. During a transition period following Hazard's retirement, the new coach had to decide on a new captain, and it was expected that Courtois would assume the role given his experience and leadership. However, Tedesco chose Romelu Lukaku as captain, a decision that Courtois interpreted as a lack of recognition. Feeling undervalued, he left the Belgian camp citing physical issues, but behind the scenes, it was clear that his departure was more related to dissatisfaction with Tedesco's choice, injury, and return to the field. Soon after this controversy, Courtois faced one of the most difficult moments of his career when he suffered a serious knee injury in 2023. The goalkeeper missed almost the entire season with Real Madrid, and saw Belgium continue their journey without him. Many questioned whether he could return to his previous level, but his recovery was impressive. Courtois returned just in time for the UEFA Champions League final and, with decisive performances, helped Real Madrid secure another European title in 2024, further solidifying his legend at the club.
Shift! Adeyemi! Good save! Fulkrog! Just couldn't lean back far enough. This is Sabitzer. Can't strike them, and Courtois has been forced to make another save. Player of the match 2 years ago. He's the leading hustled and outplayed them. Adeyemi, Fulkrog! Beaten away by Courtois.
Courtois' stance on the national team. Despite his triumphant return to the field, his decision regarding the Belgian national team remained unchanged. Courtois chose not to return to the national team, at least for now, ending his journey with the Red Devils. His absence represents a significant challenge for Belgium, which now needs to find a worthy replacement for one of the greatest goalkeepers in its history. Casteels' reaction and departure. Even while sidelined due to injury, Courtois maintained his firm stance. As long as Tedesco was the coach of Belgium, he would not return to the national team. This caused further controversy as the goalkeeper refused to even discuss a possible reconciliation with the coaching staff. Without Courtois, Belgium proceeded to the Euro 2024 with Cohen Casteels taking the starting role. However, the Red Devils' campaign was disappointing. The team was eliminated in the round of 16 by France, increasing the pressure on Tedesco, who ultimately left the position after the tournament. With Tedesco's departure, the Belgian Federation began a restructuring process and hired Rudi Garcia as the new coach. One of his first major decisions was to reintegrate Thibaut Courtois into the team. The goalkeeper, who had returned to Real Madrid in the final months of the season and was instrumental in their 2024 Champions League victory, accepted the invitation and made himself available to return to the Belgian national team. His call-up for the March FIFA dates was nearly certain, and the federation seemed ready to welcome him back with open arms. However, this decision did not sit well with everyone. Cohen Casteels, who had taken over the starting role in Courtois' absence and was the goalkeeper at Euro 2024, felt completely undervalued by the return of his former Genk teammate. He did not hesitate to express his dissatisfaction and announced he was leaving the Belgian national team. His statements were harsh, especially against the federation, which, according to him, had given Courtois preferential treatment. Cohen Casteels' departure. I find it strange that he can decide for himself whether to return to the national team or not. I find it even stranger that the federation itself changes its mind and rolls out the red carpet to welcome him back. Casteels fired, making his displeasure with the special treatment given to the Real Madrid goalkeeper clear. The now former Belgian goalkeeper emphasized that his dissatisfaction was not exactly with Courtois, but with the stance of the federation. It's not so much about Thibaut, but about the Football Federation. It does not align with the values I consider appropriate for an organization, he concluded. Casteels, who had been called up since 2020 and earned 20 caps for the national team, decided to end his international career just when he seemed to have secured his spot as a starter. His departure represents yet another controversy surrounding the goalkeeper position in Belgium, something that has been brewing for years with Courtois. The future of the Belgian national team now. With Courtois' official return and Rudi Garcia's leadership, the Belgian national team embarks on a new cycle, but with an environment still far from the ideal harmony. The return of the undisputed starting goalkeeper should strengthen the team, but the way everything unfolded could leave marks behind the scenes and affect the group in the long term. It remains to be seen whether this new phase for the Red Devils will bring more stability or simply fuel more controversies within the squad.